Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. As you guys know, the New York Knicks came out victorious up against the Los Angeles Lakers last night on the road at the Crypto Center, and the final score was 112 to 108. And it's so weird saying the Crypto Arena, Crypto Center, like the Staples Center. That's where the history was made. That's where the moments were made. But this was just a big time win for the New York Knicks. You know, winning on the road, this Western road trip. We were on a 3-game losing streak. We were on a 2-game losing streak when it came to the Western road trip, losing to the Sacramento Kings, losing to the LA Clippers. But then in general, obviously we lost the Hornets, we lost the Kings, and then we lost to the Los Angeles Clippers overall when it came to this 3-game losing streak. So this was a back-to-back game. We played the Lakers, or we played the Clippers, and then we play the Lakers. Not much traveling there as we stay in the same arena. So the New York Knicks, after this win last night of 112 to 108, the New York Knicks are 40-30 on the season. And it's just crazy to say this is the third time in my life that I've seen the New York Knicks win 40 or more games. A couple years ago, obviously, when we went to the playoffs, the 2013 year when we won 54 games, and then 40 wins the season. So it is cool, though, to see the improvement and just seeing quality basketball, or just decent basketball. Yes, this is above decent basketball, but all I've been asking as a New York Knicks fan, because I've seen so bad, I'm only 18 years old, so I haven't seen the consistent goods as a New York Knicks fan. I just want to see decent quality basketball out there on the floor, and that's what we're getting this season. Obviously, I'm someone that doesn't settle, though. I want to see this team hold up a Larry O'Brien trophy. Is that going to be easy? Hell no for this franchise, but you obviously want to see that one day, and maybe we are a couple years away. Maybe I am high on something, but I'm excited watching this team right now, and it's really cool to see them bounce back. And they needed this win. They really, really needed this win. The losing streak, the Brooklyn Nets winning. We're no longer that 5th seed, but we're not far back from that 5th seed. We need the Nets to lose the next game, and we need to come out victorious up against the Portland Trail Blazers tomorrow night, which is at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. You take a look at the Brooklyn Nets. The biggest game when it came to deciding the seeding is when they came out victorious in overtime up against the Minnesota Timberwolves the other night, and then the New York Knicks went on to lose to Los Angeles Clippers the next day, which made the Nets leapfrog the New York Knicks for that 5th seed. And then you look at the Nets, they actually came out victorious up against the Denver Nuggets MVP candidate of Jokic over there. And that game was actually at the Ball Arena. That game was on the road, and it was down the stretch. It was a good game to watch. Obviously, I was rooting for the Nuggets, but the New York Knicks could only control their own destiny at the end of the day. And credit to Mikal Bridges, credit to Jock Vaughn, credit to their squad over there, Claxton, Dinwiddie. A lot of Knicks fans probably cringed at that. Like, no, don't give compliments to the Brooklyn Nets, but you could say they've been overachieving as of late, and credit to Jock Vaughn of what he is doing over there. And this wasn't the prettiest of game in the world. You know, no Jalen Brunson. He continues to be out when it comes to that foot injury. Do not rush him back, but obviously you want to see this team continue to string together victories, go on a 3-game winning streak, or maybe even go on something beyond that as we take on the Portland Trail Blazers next, like I mentioned, and he's not going to be playing in that game. But we won, and we needed a win. We couldn't afford to lose 4 games in a row. The New York Knicks did not get off to a good start in this game, though. I thought the offense was stagnant. I thought we were settling. Julius Randle, he did hit a shot early on from mid-range territory, but then I remember he had an air ball, then he had a 3-pointer that was really off, and I did not like that he was settling, and this team was allowing offensive rebounds left and right, which got the Lakers into a flow on the offense side of the basketball, as I believe they were up 7 points early when it came to that first quarter. The New York Knicks were able to overcome that adversity, and D'Angelo Russell hit 3 3-pointers in that first quarter. He got off to an amazing start. He had a really good game when it came to 3 quarters of basketball, because I thought we did respond to the adversity of Russell killing us from the outside, working down the lane, just opening up so much for the offense, and he didn't really do much in the fourth quarter. I believe he had 1 made field goal, and I was like, if we take away D'Angelo Russell, we're going to be in pretty good shape, because I actually thought we did a good job on Anthony Davis in this game, and I didn't see that aggressive work downhill, use my athleticism and length Anthony Davis. I actually thought we faced a soft Anthony Davis, and this Lakers team's been playing pretty solid as of late, as they've won 3 in a row entering this game up against the New York Knicks at the Crypto Center. Obviously they're at home. Anthony Davis has been playing damn good basketball, and they've one of the top defensive ranks in the game as of late since All-Star break. So you have to give credit to the Los Angeles Lakers, but I didn't think they were that consistent on the defense side of the basketball in this game, but they definitely did force some stagnant offensive possessions for the New York Knicks. But Anthony Davis was inefficient. He was missing free throws, missed shots from mid-range, layups around the basket. He just didn't play good, and Hartenstein actually played some tremendous defense on him, especially when it mattered most in the fourth quarter. Yes, he allowed that lob, but his pick and roll defense of defending the roll man, he's really struggled defending the pick and roll this season, but I thought he was freaking brilliant last night. He was a beast on the boards, and he was one of the main reasons we're able to snag defensive rebounds when it came to making that adjustment, because allowing offensive rebounds allowed second chance points for the Lakers of D'Angelo Russell knocking down shots from the outside. Malik Beasley did knock down a shot early, but it was pretty much the D'Angelo Russell show in that first quarter, and it wasn't just like blame it on Mitchell Robinson when it came to the boxing out. Mitchell Robinson was fighting for his life on some plays when it came to just like battling a few players boxing out. It was Julius Randle, but also you could say other players. Like, you need to help out Mitch when it comes to boards. Someone needs to be flying in for rebounds. That's why I appreciate Josh Hart so much. He had a freaking big-time rebound in that fourth quarter when we didn't have much going on offensively. Snagged a big-time rebound and had a beautiful outlet pass to RJ Barrett, which I thought was huge points in a big-time moment because our offense was really stagnant during that time when I believe there's 2 minutes and less time left, 3 minutes or below that in that fourth quarter. So that's just a key big-time play by Josh Hart. Obviously, Josh Hart hit those big-time free throws at the end of the basketball game, but Randle did flip a switch because Randle has not been playing good as of late. You know, he had that atrocious game versus the Clippers that he shot 4 of 24 from the field. He was inefficient when it came to the Kings game. He was inefficient when it came to the Hornets game. Maybe you can give him an excuse because we came off that double overtime game. But Randle, after settling at the beginning of that quarter, I absolutely loved the way Randle was working downhill. We saw an aggressive Randle, and that's how Randle should play. He should play inside out. He's too strong to be settling constantly for threes outside on the perimeter. I'm not saying that's what he's been doing this season, but as of late, he has been settling too much, in my opinion, for mid-range jumpers, trying to shoot over smaller players instead of post them up, spin off of them, and go for that lay. And I'm not asking for a dunk every time, but he had 2 huge and ones of driving to the basket. He was drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line. He was working downhill. He was playing like an absolute beast, which led to a 3 outside on the perimeter on a step back, because when you're getting it going inside in the interior, it is such a threat to the defense that it's going to open up so much outside on the perimeter as well. And RJ Barrett, I thought he did a good job getting to the paint. I didn't think he was making the wisest of decisions in that first half, in my opinion. Quickly was getting some nice buckets with beautiful footwork. 2 fadeaways I remember him knocking down. His footwork's been amazing, and he's definitely bounced back as he had 15 points, and he was very quality when it came to the starting lineup. He just plays so hard out there on the floor. I really appreciate what Quickly brings to the table, and he did a lot in the second quarter. So the New York Knicks were down 7 or 8 points at the beginning of the first, but our defense eventually did get better. But I'm not going to lie, I did think we got very lucky throughout this game on the defense side of the basketball, that there was times they were just straight up missing shots outside on the perimeter. They really were. Malik Beasley had a 3 early, but he didn't do much after that. You can give credit to the defense, but I thought at times Quentin Grimes gave Russell too much space. I didn't think there was really necessarily a crazy good individual defensive performance. Maybe Hartenstein, I thought, played pretty well. Defensively, Randle was standing around that time. Yeah, I thought Hartenstein maybe was the best defender when it came to maybe it mattered most. Josh Hart played some really tough defense. Austin Reeves got a very tough bucket on him in the fourth quarter. But the Knicks were starting to click more offensively. Julius Randle absolutely took over that game. I believe he had 18 points in the first quarter. He was just like absolutely insane. He had an over 30-point ball game, and you needed that from Randle. You really did need that from Julius Randle. We were up a few points after that first quarter. But yeah, looking at the other LA Lakers, outside of D'Angelo Russell, you didn't get that big-time punch in the starting lineup, and I thought that was a difference compared to the New York Knicks. While RJ Barrett had a 30-point game, Quickly had a 15-point game. Like I mentioned, Randle had over 30. Wow, Anthony Davis, yes, he had 17 points, but it was not on good efficiency, and he was straight up missing shots at the basket, mid-range. We did make his life hell at times, though. Hartenstein had a very good individual on-ball defensive play in that fourth quarter or possession that he damn near forced a shot clock violation, and it was a very low quality shot. But Anthony Davis, I didn't think we got that engaged, on fire Anthony Davis that we've been getting as of late for the LA Lakers since he's taken over as that number 1 option. With LeBron James being out, Troy Brown Jr. was extremely inefficient, and they were getting some pretty solid looks. That was the concerning thing. Vanderbilt, I didn't think had the best of the defensive game, in my opinion. Vanderbilt can take over a game on the defense side of the basketball. We saw that up against the Brooklyn Nets, where the commentators were crediting LeBron and Anthony Davis, not taking anything away from them in that comeback versus the Brooklyn Nets when they acquired Kyrie Irving with a Luka Doncic. But Vanderbilt's tenacity, his intensity, coming up with steals, leading to easy buckets and transition just changed that game. And you didn't get that vibe from Vanderbilt. He's not a fantastic offensive player, so when his defense isn't really elite or you could say good, I thought it was solid, it's going to be troublesome for the Lakers. So they didn't have anyone that really stepped up at a very high level. But Austin Reeves, I would say, kept them in the game, got some buckets off the bench. Patrick Beverly, Patrick Beverly's not a Laker anymore. I don't know why Patrick Beverly was on my mind. I'm trying to think top of my head. Dennis Schroeder, we weren't able to keep up with the speed and quickness, but I felt we weren't able to pull ahead because I do think we still had moments offensively that we settled. And RJ wasn't on par in that first half. Obviously, he was fantastic in that second half. Overall, I think he had 18 points in that second half, and I believe he had 13 points in that fourth quarter. He just absolutely took over. One of the main reasons we won, and I thought he played absolutely brilliant. I thought he played some solid defense as well, but then he had some bad angles on an Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves has underrated wiggle, watching him since Oklahoma. But I thought what really kept them in the game is it came back and bit us that we still allowed offensive rebounds at times. I thought Hartenstein was the better rebounder compared to Mitch, but if for some reason I thought there was better communication with that second unit when it came to offensive rebounds or snagging those defensive rebounds. And then you also take a look at leaving guys open outside on the perimeter kind of hurt us for some stretches that they're starting to finally hit their shots. The dribble penetration, not stopping the ball, and we committed a lot of stupid fouls, which ended in bailout situations. And we did end up being up. We did end up being up by like eight points. We never had some crazy lead that we're able to run away with it. And I think that's where we really we're missing Brunson, someone that can go out there, get a bucket consistently and efficiently every trip down, and we didn't have that on a consistent basis. So the Lakers were able to actually get it to a 1-point game, get it to a 4-point game. Beasley, I remember, did hit a 3 in that third quarter because we were up when it came to halftime. Like this was a close, gritty game. This was a close, gritty game at the end of the day. But I want to give credit to Miles McBride. McBride, when the Lakers did end up taking a lead, McBride hit a big-time 3 when it came to that corner. Josh Hart, I remember, hit a big-time 3 in this game as well for, momentum to sway a little bit. And McBride, when he came off the bench in that second quarter, I thought he played very well. He had 8 points, but for McBride, that's equivalent to 30 of how much hustle he brings on the defense side of the basketball. But he hit a couple threes. He got to the free throw line, I believe, knocked down a couple free throws. He had 3 steals in 5 minutes. He played his ass off. I really love the energy McBride brought to the table, and he really swayed some momentum, in my opinion. But Josh Hart, I thought, was fantastic on the defense side of the basketball, rebounding. And Josh Hart hit 2 big-time free throws down the stretch. But what really put us in the position to win this basketball game was RJ Barrett. We needed, Randall went off, but he started to quiet down a little bit in the second half because he was unbelievable in the first half, had over 20 points, but eventually they did make some adjustments to him, and I thought Vanderbilt was better on the defense side of the basketball. Anthony Davis was getting better on the defense side of the basketball, really getting to the rhythm of things, and I'm like, Quickly's having a solid game. Josh Hart, you can't count on him to score at a very high level. Obi Toppin, the position he's put in, I don't think he's in a position to score 20 points off the bench or anything like that. Quentin Grimes, I thought was kind of disappointing defensively in this game. Didn't do much offensively. Had a very nice strong drive to the basket. And he had a nice bucket as well when the Lakers were up by 4 points. So we did get timely buckets. His team didn't lay down and die, which I absolutely loved. But RJ Barrett, 18 points in the second half, 13 points in the fourth quarter, and he was just able to get to the bucket at will. I absolutely loved the way RJ Barrett played in attack mode, and we need that. And yes, maybe this play style is totally different with the Jalen Brunson, and RJ needs a lot of shots to be successful. You need to put him in a position that he is getting, volume, that he's attempting a good amount of shots to really get into a rhythm. That's the reality with RJ's game. He wasn't efficient from the outside, but he was amazing working downhill, and I love the unpredictability in that first quarter. He was very predictable going to the basket. Anthony Davis on the weak side for a weak side block, just swatted it out of bounds. But when it came to the second half, I thought we saw a different RJ getting timely shots. The shot clock's winding down. Spin move on Anthony Davis, lays it up and in. The very nice step through. The shot clock's winding down. The Lakers poke it away. Ends up in RJ's hands. Beats the buzzer on a rainbow three-pointer. RJ was just freaking fantastic. He was working downhill. The footwork, the unpredictability. We need that consistently from RJ. It all comes down to consistency. I love the play when Hartenstein came up with a big steal in the fourth quarter. And then he threw it ahead to RJ. RJ threw it behind his back, found Obi Toppin for a dunk. Like, we need RJ to consistently keep his head up, attack the basket, but be unpredictable when attacking the basket at the same time. So they literally had no answer. Wendy and Gabriel, the interior defense, had literally no answer for RJ Barrett at the end of the day, and not having Anthony Davis step up on a consistent basis for the Lakers. Troy Brown Jr. not playing at a very high level. Dennis Schroeder did keep them in the game with dribble penetration, finishing at the basket, had some nice buckets in this game. Same thing with Austin Reeves, but you needed more from your basketball club if you are a Lakers fan. And you just couldn't stop the ball. You couldn't stop the ball of going to the basket. We got to the free throw line more than the Los Angeles Lakers as well. RJ got to the free throw line at times as well in this basketball game, but yeah, I love the way RJ played, attack mode, just had that killer mentality. RJ 30 points, Randall over 30 points quickly, had a nice game. Josh Hart, because I thought what really causes, we took over in that fourth quarter, but at the end of the day, I thought we just had to be better when it came to situational basketball. When we were up 4 points, and I believe there's 20-something seconds left, 13 seconds on the shot clock. RJ drives when there's 10 seconds on the shot clock. He misses a shot. I'm like, all right, he drove too early there. It led to, I believe, Schroeder just going coast to coast. No one even stopped the ball, and he laid it up and in. But the New York Knicks did a really good job keeping the ball away from the Los Angeles Lakers, and they didn't foul us until there was 5 seconds left in that fourth quarter. And Josh Hart got sent to the free throw line. Just cold-blooded, knocked down both free throws. So we were up 4 points, 5 seconds left. They were able to inbound it, and the Lakers did not execute from beyond the arc. D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell played very well for 3 quarters of basketball. D'Angelo Russell kept them in the game when it came to scoring the ball. We would go on these runs, but D'Angelo Russell would hit big-time shots. But in the fourth quarter, we really kept them in check. I thought we were physical with them. Hartenstein beast on the boards, not giving them as many second-chance opportunities, and they just weren't consistent offensively. We had struggling patches offensively, but luckily our defense was decent enough to keep up with the Lakers offensively and how they weren't scoring at a very high level. If Anthony Davis was on, this could have been a totally different story, but every game is different, and everyone had their own input. I really do believe that. Maybe Grimes is kind of that outlier. Mitch, I didn't think had some great game necessarily. I thought Hartenstein was the better center comparing to the two. I know they're totally different centers, and Mitch had some solid moments defensively, but when it mattered most, I was okay with rolling with Hartenstein down the stretch. Josh Hart, key offensive rebound, because when our offense was struggling, we're not key offensive rebound. When your offense is struggling, you need those big-time plays in transition, and we were able to get some buckets in transition. We were able to score fast because you see the struggle of this half-court offense without Jalen Brunson, but that was a huge rebound by Josh Hart to outlet it to RJ Barrett in transition, because if that play didn't happen, it could have been a totally different story that we're only up 2 points, RJ's driving, doesn't finish at the basket, Schroeder ties the game, then we get the free throw. So it could have been totally different ball game when it comes to little things like that. But I appreciated Josh Hart's hustle, rebounding, just his energy, him being clutch at the end of the game, RJ stepping up big time in the fourth quarter. Got to be better when it comes to running that clock down. Randall, maybe you would have wanted to see him settle less in the second half. I thought that's what allowed the Lakers to get back in this game as well. The settling, our offense started to settle. We didn't attack as much, but you got to give credit to the Lakers for adjusting as well. But I was proud of this group. I was proud of McBride on defense. I was proud of him when it came to big-time three-point shot when the Lakers did get a lead. So, good game. Happy to see us come out victorious. Was it pretty? No. Still have things to improve on, but let me know down below your thoughts, New York Knicks fans. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button, smash the like button. Peace out, y'all.